Can't keep getting away with it.
So this episode starts off with a flashback, the Chicago incident, but we get to see the Chicagoing side of it through the eyes of Jesse Pinkman. I mean Scott. He's just trying to have a nice day with his sister and his niece, but oh no, Invincible had to come and ruin it by trying to stop the building from falling down. After being blown aside through all the powerful superhero explosions, Scott finally wakes up and sees that Invincible is holding his dead niece's arm as the apartment complex is just completely destroyed all over the ground and stuff. This causes Scott to descend into madness, reeling from personal tragedy and frustrated with an apathetic justice system. Scott initially attempts to seek accountability from Invincible because he blames him for this incident for some reason. His efforts fall on deaf ears. You know, he goes around seeking signatures, pleading his case with officials. They don't care. Realistically though, what could he do? But he's consumed by grief and rage, and you know, you have a hard time blaming him. He did watch his sister and niece get just destroyed. He turns to science though, stealing these experimental biocapacitators or whatever, I don't know what the hell they're called, to enhance himself. Because apparently he works for the government now. So he knows the insides and outs of what happened with that Invincible fight and still blames him. It's very strange. Also, I forgot to mention Scott has like a very low grade ability to store power and create electricity out of it. And he uses these capacitors, these smoke detectors that he puts on his back, and rebrands himself as the Powerplex. Or actually it's just Powerplex, not the Powerplex. Whatever, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Scott vows to make Invincible answer for the things he's done, like, you know, being held in front of a train and forced to get slammed into innocent people or getting thrown in the buildings. He has to pay for that. That's his fault that happened. It's not like he could see Mark, you know, trying to stop the building that had his niece and sister from falling. But while Powerplex is trying to get Mark's attention, he's just out having the time of his life bowling with all of his friends. And he gets to fight the Shapesmith instead. Oh boy. And we get a very funny scene where he keeps saying Invincible, but they show the title screen over and over and over again. Dude, you guys are so funny. We also get to see Oliver fight the elephant. I mean, it was whatever. We also briefly touch on Rex and Ray, my favorite relationship, as you can see in the video over here. Ray wants to leave the superhero life, but Rex is like, you know, I really like you, but I can't do that because I don't know what a normal life is. This is normal life to me. I am Rexplode. Without this, I am literally nothing. It's tragic because I love these characters and I want them to be happily ever after together like Shrek. Powerplex yet again tries to kind of get Mark's attention. They're at the memorial for the Chicago incident. Mark and Eve are there as just guests, since it did affect him too. You know, he didn't lose any loved ones there outside of, I guess, his dad, but not really. And he does feel responsible for a lot of the lives lost still. Powerplex starts yapping. He's like, you gotta answer for your crimes. But then Eve is like, you know what, I'll handle this. And pretty just Wally stomps him, really. Powerplex gets arrested. For some reason, no one understands how his powers work and just let him bash his head on the front of the truck and just escape. Eve already figured out his powers and the Guardians of the Globe showed up. I don't know. Why didn't Darkwing was there? Why didn't he just bring him to the shadow dimension or whatever and just bring him back to the Pentagon that way or something? Yeah, this guy's just shooting electricity all over the place. Just put him in the normal truck. It's fine. But as tensions escalate, Scott, now fully entrenched in the role of Powerplex, stages a fake kidnapping with his wife and child. Very smart. You're so worried and blaming Mark about all this collateral damage that he didn't even purposely do and was actively trying to stop. But, you know, let's confront him and have your wife and child right there. Genius. This will surely not backfire at all. Mark arrives to defuse the situation, but Powerplex is just not having a... I can't speak English! I'm too hungry! They start fighting in very high stakes. Mark hits him a little too hard to try and get to the hostages, so now Powerplex has a gigantic boost of power. Mark finds out that the hostages, you know, they're not actually hostages. The baby's a hostage because his parents are both terrible, but the wife starts spitting on him and calling him a monster. He's like, what? And his Powerplex goes for the killing blow, just kind of zapping Mark's brains. He goes so out of control that, turns around. What's that smell? Oh, it's adult female and human child. Stench. Cinders. Return to ash. Jesse Pinkman killed his wife and child, and also blames Mark for this somehow. This devastating moment forces Mark to confront not only the loss caused by his own actions in Chicago, but also the collateral consequences of unchecked vengeance. Scott's eventually captured. Mark goes to see him in prison, and he's like, dude, I'm really sorry. I did remember I didn't know their names at the time, but like I do now, and I do know who they are. I think about them every day. You know, it's really, I'm really sorry. And Powerplex is like, oh man, you know, I don't care. You think sorry's enough? You think remembering them is enough? You killed my wife. You killed my sister. You killed my niece. You killed my son. Oh, you're half right, Powerplex. You actually killed your wife and child. You idiot. You stupid, dumb fool. And he vows revenge. Also, during the last few moments of the episode, we see Angstrom Levy gathering an invincible army of Invincibles. Incredible. The episode, All I Can Say Is I'm Sorry, is a turning point for the series in season 3. It forces Mark, and by extension the audience, to reckon with the true cost of heroism. It deepens moral ambiguities even more. I can't say that word either, oh my god. Fighting for justice while exploring how grief and rage can transform someone into something unrecognizable. Meanwhile, side stories, like the evolving relationship with Rex and Ray that I'm sure is going to end in a very happy ending. And I forgot to mention this because it was very brief. Robot actually solved the aging problem for a monster girl, and she was very happy about that. She started crying, even though earlier in the series she's like, I don't need to be fixed. Man, it's not like this would be a net benefit. Like there's no downside to you solving this problem for me, but you know, I need to be insecure about it. Continue to build the world, making it clear that every character is affected by the weight of these superhuman conflicts. Let me know if you want me to make a deeper video talking about how Powerplex is a freaking idiot. Invincible, you have to pay for your crimes of being thrown into a train into buildings by your dad, who is trying to enslave the entire human race. Oh my god. Do you even remember all the names of the people you killed? It's not like you worked for the government before and we know how depressed you are and we freaking spy on you or anything. Oh man. Anyways, that's that weird little fast recap analysis video that I like to do sometimes on stuff. Check out my other videos. They're probably better than this one, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm working on that Aqua Teen Hunger Force one. I promise. I might even do a one like, you know how Ellis Mark does those like episode ranking things. I might do that for that show. Anyway, stick around. I love y'all. Like and subscribe and stay amazing or something. I don't know.